Hey guys, today I got another disassembly video for you, and we're going to be taking a look at an H&R M16A1 clone, which is of course produced by Palmetto State Armory, and this is not going to have a ton of really interesting different features because of course this is the AR-15, really the original military version. So let's tear into it and see how this thing comes apart. Alright guys, we'll go ahead and get started here by popping out our 20 round M16 AR-15 style magazine. And as you can see, sorry this is mostly out of frame, it is a 20-inch full-length rifle, so this thing is massive. So of course the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is remove our lower receiver. So again, the M16 is just a standard AR-15 for all intents and purposes, so we just take out our two pins there and then our lower will pop off. So disassembling the lower receiver, it's an AR-15, so pretty standard here. You just have your buffer and spring in the back, so we'll go ahead and let that guy out the front. Well, one thing for this, which is not clone correct for my particular model, I'm not sure if the newer ones updated it, is this is a hard anodized black buffer. The original ones are basically just raw aluminum, and then you just have your spring here. Set those aside, and then we have the stock. And the stock here is going to be a Type D style of stock that doesn't have the trapdoor in the back. There's 5 different types of original early M16 stocks. The E-type would be the one that actually adds the trapdoor for your cleaning kit. And then it also has your sling swivel back here, which can pivot forward and back. Now moving forward, we have the M16A1 style of pistol grip, which does not have the nub in the front. I definitely prefer this over the A2 style because that nub's right under my knuckle and very uncomfortable. And then, of course, all of your military M16s that have this standard trigger guard, it can actually pivot up and out of the way or down and out of the way, so you can activate the trigger with mittens on. You just have to press in on that silver detent with a bullet tip, and it'll fold down so you can get your gloves or mittens up into the trigger guard, and in cold weather you can still use your rifle, which is definitely a good thing. Now looking at the trigger group, it is completely standard mil spec, nothing crazy to see in here. One thing I will note on mine, the hammer spring was actually installed backwards on mine when I got it, so the trigger pin would actually back out while I was firing it. Had to flip that guy around, but that's just something to keep an eye on because those legs are actually what's going to be keeping your trigger pin in there. And then flipping it over, of course, all of your controls are completely standard for an AR-15, and you have your beautiful markings for H&R. Now coming back to the upper receiver, taking this apart, it's an AR-15, it comes apart like any other AR-15. You can just pull your bolt carrier group out, as well as the charging handle will lift that up and out. And as you can see, it's a completely standard mil-spec charging handle, nothing special there. Now for the bolt carrier group, again, completely standard AR-15. It's a full auto cut, so if you want to use an FRT with this, I should be able to do that without too much issues. And of course, it comes apart just like any other AR-15 bolt carrier group. Just have our cotter pin, and the firing pin's just going to pop right out the back here. And of course, that is a standard mil-spec firing pin, nothing special there. Same with your cam pin. Go ahead, rotate that guy out, and pull it out. Standard cam pin, nothing special. And then, of course, the bolt. And the bolt is, again, nothing special. It's completely standard AR-15. And one thing that you can also do is take out your extractor. So with your firing pin, you just have to press on the pin here, this tiny little pin, which we were not allowed to take out in the Marine Corps because they think we'd lose it, which is frankly kind of fair. So we can go ahead and pull that out. Just make sure not to lose it, and then you can pull off your extractor. And you can see it does have the O-ring in there. Don't really have any complaints, looks pretty good, and the bolt is holding up quite well. Not seeing any major issues with it at this point. And finally, my least favorite part about taking apart an M16 is the handguards, and that's because of the slip ring here. So this is spring-loaded, and it holds in the back of the handguard. You basically have to pull back on this and then lift up and out for your handguards. I'm going to do it off camera because you really need to brace this against something. There's no great way to film that. For the M16A1, this is a straight slip ring without any sort of a taper to it. For the Delta ring on the A2 and newer variants, it is angled here, so you can get a better grip on it, but again, it's not the easiest thing in the world to take it off. All right, so got the handguards off, and you can see these are polymer with an aluminum heat shield on the inside, and these are two separate molds, so that's something that they would improve on the A2 and make it the same piece essentially. And then underneath you just have your rifle length gas system with your gas tube in there, and then the markings on the barrel, and they're very difficult to see, but they are on there. This particular one is a 1 in 7 twist, and chromoly vanadium 556, and nothing too crazy there. And it does have that triangular front retainer for the handguard and a sling swivel. And your bayonet lug, this particular one, the original owner actually put on a 3-prong from the XM16E1, so this isn't a part that's original to the A1. And then coming back to the receiver, we do have the teardrop style of forward assist there, as well as an A1 style dust cover, as you would expect on this. And then also no case deflector, because the A1s did not have one. That was going to be an A2 feature. And on the inside, it's just standard AR-15. We have our gas tube and then the little cutout there for your cam pin to turn. And other than that, there's really nothing too crazy to see on here. All right, guys, and there's an H&R M16A1 clone fully field stripped. So thank you for checking out the video. Please like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see you in the next one.